Hi guys, and welcome back, or welcome to Momma Jess Knits. I'm Jess, coming to you from Virginia. Today is October the 29th. It has been over a month since I last podcast. I did not realize that I absolutely did not podcast at all in September, and I apologize. Anyway, this is episode 51, and you can find me on Ravelry, Facebook, Instagram, all under Momma Jess Knits. You can email me at mommajessknits@gmail.com, and all that will be down below. If you just click the more button, it should pull up a whole list of everything. I'm going to try to go in like normal and put links to everything that I talk about and all that good stuff in the description. So I'm going to jump right in because I kind of have a lot to talk about. I kind of don't, because I've kind of changed the way that I'm going to be knitting the next couple months. I'm really trying to concentrate on making sure that the 8 family members that I'm knitting socks for have at least 2 pairs of socks in their box of socks. Except for my son-in-law, because I don't know if he's gonna like hand knit socks, and so I got to thinking about it. I'm like, I don't want to knit him a whole bunch of pairs of hand knit socks and then him not like the way they feel, because I know that hand knit socks aren't for everyone. So I'm only gonna knit him 1 pair, and then if he likes them, I have 2 other pairs for him on needles, but they're not so far along that if he doesn't like them, I can't make them for someone else. So, that being said, I'm going to get started with my finished objects, and I just realized I did not bring sock blockers back here. Sorry. It's okay, though. We'll live. The first pair that I finished is made in yarn by I Knit 2, Purl 2, and it is the Study Tree, which is a Gilmore Girl reference. There are 2 here. I did like kind of this weird pulling on that one. And on this one, it did the same, but in the yellow. This one's in the pink. Go figure. This side's fine. This side is, well, actually, this side did some right here. I just noticed that. Anyway, so those are those. I had already put those in the box and had to dig them back out. All right, and then the second pair that I finished are made with Momma Jess Knits yarn, and it is the Journey colorway. Here's one side. Here's the other. Once again, it did this pulling right there, which I'm fine with. They're fine with. It'll be fine. That kind of stuff does not bother me at all. So that's 2 pairs going in the box of socks. I'm actually only down to 5 pairs. 3 are on second socks. So I'm going to show those now. So I have some half-finished objects. Oh, here we go. In a ginger snap bag, I have ginger snap fibers bag. I have finished, and I think I showed this finished last time. Oh, I need to put this on my other one. another Momma Jess Knits yarn in the Summer Sock Camp 2022, right? Yeah, 2022. Pretty sure. The years are just... And so that's a half finished, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of move into the whips. I do have 2 other half finished, but just because I have the bag out, I'm on the gusset decreases. If you want to know what this little marker is, it's just a mark where I need to do the decreases. I have 1 on each side. So yeah. So I've got the second sock going for that. Really would love to finish that this week, but seeing how today's Tuesday, the end of the month is Thursday, don't think it's gonna happen, and I'm fine with that. It's okay. It's okay. All right, the next one is in a bag that I made, and I do have a half finished object, which is this. Oh, the little charms that I've shown so far too are pretty sure all Lock and Lou. There's my little gnome on that one. I need to put it on the other one. And I have started the leg of the other one. And this yarn is the Little Foxes Long Walk Home. And let's see, the other one that I have a half finished object is, let me do some rearranging here. We've already talked about that. I'll set those there. This is a Red Lady Creates bag. Little gnomes. And I finished, I forgot to stuff this down in there. Hang on, because that's a mystery. I cannot show you guys that yet. Okay. I finished one of my Vampire Vibes, which is a Knit Picks Felici yarn. My little gnome is by Lock and Lou. Holding some coffee. And that one, oh my goodness. Oh no, it's caught on. This is the problem with putting 2 socks in one bag. The needles like to get twisted around each other. Okay, this one barely started. I think I'm like halfway through the cuff. So, but yeah, Felici, Vampire Vibes. Second sock, yay. All right, that's all of the half-finished objects that I have. And those are 3, I can count, 3 of the socks I need to finish for the box of socks. Then I also have these in a Barley Pearls bag. And this is a Momma Jess Knits. The colorway The Ridge. I'm on the foot of this pair. Goodness. I actually just started the foot of that pair, so still have a little ways. And in a Robin's with a Z nest bag. I love this bag, guys. I have okay, let me pull that out. Some Freckled Whimsies. One of her Christmassy colorways called Reindeer Games. There we go. Reindeer Games. And I am starting the, have started the, oh my gosh, needles and yarn, the heel flap. So, yeah, so I've got the heel flap going on that, and it's going to be done in this pretty green. And I'll do the heels and toes in this green. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the heels and toes. Definitely the heels, obviously, but thinking probably the toes as well. So those are the 5 socks that I have committed to finishing before the end of the year to get in the boxes. I have told myself, and so far I've sort of been sticking with it, is I've told myself that those are the 5 things that I need to work on and get finished before I really work on anything else. I have been working on some of my scrappy projects for Scrappy Sunday, just to kind of give myself a little bit of a break from the socks, but I have found that every once in a while I will work on the socks on Sundays as well. I have cast on 2 new pairs of socks. I know you haven't seen them because you may have seen them on Instagram, but you haven't seen them on here because I have not podcasted in forever. I'll go ahead and show those, and then I have 2 shawls to show you. So, being housed in my the Knitted Soiree bag. Love this little bag. I have, the first one is, it was September's mystery colorway. Everybody has it. I've put a pre-order up for it because I decided that I'm going to make it a full-time color. But I have Sweater Weather, which is this one. And it's knitting up a little bit different than others that I've seen online because I kept one of the really highly speckled ones. So somebody else wasn't getting one that was like totally different than mine or than, other people's. But yeah. So this is Sweater Weather, and then this is Spruce, which I absolutely love. I think I'm going to end up making a sock eventually just out of the Spruce. I am loving it. Or maybe I'll do reverse. Maybe I'll do Sweater Weather for the heels, toes, and cuffs, and Spruce for the main color. Not sure. But I got that one started. And then also in this little basket, I have a new colorway. I have 3 new colorways that are part of what I'm calling my bookworm collection. I have not cast on the other 2 in that collection. I have Lost in a Good Book, which I have not cast on. I have Wicked Fairy Tales, which I also have not cast on, mostly because I'm trying to get Christmas stuff done. And then I cast on Enchanted Library. If I remember, I'll try to post a picture of what I based this on, like over here or over here, one of the two. But yeah, there's Enchanted Library. So I'm looking forward to getting back to these, but like I said, I really want to get my Christmas stuff done before I get any more work on those done. All right, the next things that I'm going to show you are, oh, excuse me, guys, my Reading Shawl, which is a pattern by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. I can't remember where I was last on here. I might have it marked. I'm not 100% sure. But I have started adding the, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4th color. Oh, actually, I do have it marked. I was right here last time I podcast. So I've gotten a pretty good bit done. So yeah, it's going to be huge. I can't, there we go. I can't even really show it all on the screen. But yeah, so I started the 4th color. And so I'm pretty sure that I talked about this in the last podcast. The pattern is written for an advent calendar, and then you have your main contrast color, I think is what she calls it. I just call it my main color. Which my main color is this, which is Heidi's Garden. So I have, these are all my colorways. I have Marvelous, and then of course Heidi's Garden is the light stripes, and then this is Snow Covered Petals, and then Heidi's Garden again, and then this one is Scattered Petals, Heidi's Garden. This one's Wine O'Clock. And then I'll do, I can't remember the exact order, but I think the next one is going to be Dried Flower Petals, and then the last is going to be Heidi. And then I will go back and repeat those 6 colors. So instead of doing an advent calendar, I picked 6 colors, and I'm going to repeat those colors, or that will make the stripes. I'm going to repeat those 6 colors twice to make the 12 stripes that you would normally get with an advent calendar if you were doing it with an advent calendar. I really need to put this in a bigger bag because it's outgrown this one, but this is one that I got in a kit from a Homespun House and Knitting Unicorns. I have the other skeins of yarn in a bigger bag, so I just need to transfer the shawl to that bag. And then I decided that I loved Sweater Weather and Spruce together so much that I decided, this is in a Red's Lady Creates bag, super cute. I decided to start, and this is very, very much just a start, a Pure Joy shawl. So I can't even really, so there's the Sweater Weather right here, and then Spruce right now is the color you're going to see the most of until I get to the bottom of the Pure Joy. But each of these like little eyelet rows, I'm trying to get it to where you can see. Okay, here we go. These little eyelet rows will be done in the Sweater Weather, and then the shawl will end in Sweater Weather. So like I said, I just barely have a start on that because I'm really trying to concentrate on finishing up the socks for the boxes of socks. And then I've got 2 other projects to show you. I do plan on knitting 4 socks for my family again and putting them in boxes again next year. So pretty excited about that. The other things that I have been working on is I've been crocheting little granny squares for a Battenberg blanket that I plan on putting together of, let me think, 2022, 2023, no, 2023, yes, no, I was right the first time, sorry, we're only in 2024, 2022, 2023, and 2024 of my Ruby and Roses advent calendar. I'm going to start a Battenberg blanket. So what I've done is each day I have made 6 of these little granny squares. And honestly, so you get a 20-gram mini with this advent. And I've actually been making 6 of these, putting a square in my big memories blanket, putting a square in my memories blanket that every other square is like an undyed square or white square or cream, whatever you want to call it. And then putting what is left in a jelly roll blanket. So I've been stretching out my 20-gram minis into 4 different blankets. So I finished all of the squares for 2022 and have started the, I'm going to close this and show it to you, and started the squares for 2023. And I have received my Ruby and Roses for 2024, but I have not even taken it out of the box that it was shipped in. I just put it up. So I've only done day 1. I have day 2s ready in my backpack that I put a lot of my knitting stuff in, so that I can just take that out and do a square here and there. But I also have another Battenberg blanket. This is being kept in a I bought this at my local yarn shop. An Emma ball little drawstring. And I decided to do like just a totally random scrappy Battenberg. So I have this much done on that. So the Battenberg is a free crochet pattern on Ravelry. And what you do is you do your colorful squares, and then you do your undyed squares, or, you know, if you wanted to dye, because I'm planning on doing a Harry Potter themed one too, and I'm going to have all the dyed squares be gray. But you do that square, but then you don't like cut your end like you would right here. You don't cut it. You take the 4 squares and you crochet around the squares to put the blanket together. So yeah, so I've got that much done on my totally scrappy one. And I do have quite a bit of squares. Oops. Quite a bit of squares done that I need to add to the blanket. So, yeah. So I thought that would be great for all of the little scrappy things that scrappy leftovers that I have left over. So that is all of the knitting and crochet I have to share. Other than a couple things that I plan on casting on whenever I free up those 5 bags. This is another knitted soiree bag. I can talk, promise. And in here, up next, I have another plan. Another plan that I have is I have bags like this where I have yarn caked up. I even have needles in there ready to go. That I have not started. I'll be honest, I have a great big bag that is like this tall, maybe taller, full of project bags that have yarn, like in here, that's caked up, ready to be knit. So, in here is one of my colorways. This is Sunrise Over the Valley, which is a exclusive to my local yarn shop, which is Susan's Yarn Stash. So you can only get this colorway there. I made it just for her shop. Finally kept a skein of it for myself, and I'm gonna cast it on and make a pair of socks. And then I also have this one, which is called Bonfire, and it is by the Yarnsmith. And I really want to cast those on. But like I said, I've told myself I'm not casting on any new socks until I have those 5 finished. So these will be sitting in here for a little while. And that is all the yarny talk that I have. I did ask on my last podcast if you guys would be interested in seeing any cross stitch. I did not bring all of my projects, but I did bring one that I'm working on. I am trying to cross stitch what is called the Country Cottage of the month, or the Cottage of the Month is what it is. And so I want to cross stitch those cottages, and I want to be able to hang them for the month that we're in. Like, I should have October's hanging right now, but I have not finished October's. So I'm going to show you October's, and I'll show you November's, because I have started November's, just barely. It's not a huge start on it. But here is the picture of October's. And here is what I have done of October's. So I've got a lot of October's done. It's just not completely done. And then I decided I'm not going to get this done in October, so this will have to hang next October. And I started November's, which, this is what November's cottage looks like. I'm trying to get it to where, here, let's just do it like this. Oh, come out of here, please. I won't show you, of course, the chart, but here we go. That is November's. And, like I said, I don't have a whole lot done on it, but I will show you what I do have done on it, which is that much. So I have the a leaf down at the bottom and the little border thing at the bottom. I have the door of the house and half the side of, well, the beginning of the side of the house. That's all I have done. I did that all in like one afternoon. But I'll get back to this. Hopefully I will get it done so it can at least hang in part of November. Maybe I'll work on it some this evening, whenever. Because thankfully I have no running to do this evening. That's another thing. Alright, crafty talk is over. So let's talk. Sorry, I'm gonna move my leg. Let's talk life. Life has been a little busy. Let's see. It's been like 2 months. So I had a wedding anniversary during that time. Or I had birthdays during that time. 2 of my daughters, one turned 15, one turned 18. My son has been doing like an open gym for basketball, and basketball tryouts are next month. And so they have, he's 13, so he's in middle school. And 8th graders, which he's in 8th grade, because of where his birthday fell and all that good stuff. He's getting ready to turn 14. The 8th graders are allowed to try out for the junior varsity team for the high school. So he's been going to actually 2 different open gyms. He's been going to an open gym that is for the high school JV team, and then he's been going to open gym that is for the middle school team. That's 4 open gyms. Monday through like Thursday. Thankfully I get a break on Friday. So I've been taking him to those. Thankfully my son-in-law and 2 of my daughters have also been helping me get him to those like on Thursdays, because I have the knitting group that I go to is on Thursdays, and his practice on that day actually falls like in the middle of that knitting group. But anyway, so they've been helping me with that. One of my daughters and her husband had their first wedding anniversary this month. I'm trying to think. I got to see Grace May of Grace May Designs this past weekend. Her and some of her friends were in town, so we got to chat for a very little short amount of time, but it was good to see her. So yeah, and then dyeing yarn and just everyday life, trying to keep up with everything. We've been pretty busy. Trying to think if there was anything else exciting. Not that I can think of, or yeah, not that I can think of at this time. So yeah, just been busy with everyday stuff, and that's pretty much it. I'm hoping to come back and do another podcast, maybe the beginning mid-October. I mean, November, goodness gracious. Me and 2 of my daughters are going out of town just for the weekend in November. And of course, you know, Thanksgiving. So yeah, so next month will be busy also. My Advents have started arriving. I'm like super excited about that. I'm not going to tell you how many I got. You'll have to wait for Vlogmas to see. But I have like full Advents. I have the 4 Sundays. I will tell you that I did get the 2 words, stripe a day Advent socks from One's from Freckled Whimsy, one's from the Creative Knitter. No. Cozy Knitter, right? Cozy Knitter, I think. Let's look that up super quick. Yeah, the Cozy Knitter. So I'll be doing those for Advent. Honestly, that's the only Advent knitting that I'm going to hold myself to during Advent. Is just making sure that I get the stripe a day done. I've got a I think Christmas Eve. I think I have a Christmas Eve cast on box coming and a Christmas Day. I think the Christmas Day one I just ordered. I think it's a Christmas Day cast on. So I'm hoping that you will join me for Vlogmas. My Vlogmases probably are pretty boring because we're pretty boring usually. I am very much, like, I like to be invited to stuff, and I appreciate being invited to things, but I really love to just stay at home. I do go to things. I'm not saying that I don't. I mean, I belong to 2 different knitting groups, and I have friends. I just, like I said, I appreciate being invited to things, and I do go to things, but 9 out of 10 times I would rather stay at home in my knitting chair and knit. Anyway, so pretty boring, but we do some things. Like, we do have a tradition of going into this one park and looking at all the lights that they have out there and things like that. But anyway, something else I forgot to mention. My daughter, who got married last year, her and her husband bought a house. So they moved into the house. That was another thing that was exciting that happened this month. So, yeah. All right. So now I'm rambling, and I need to go fix my lunch. It's 20 after 1 here now. And I've talked long enough. So thank you for coming back and watching this video. And hopefully I will be back in a few weeks. Like I said, I'm going out of town. I'll try to get some video of that. Hoping to meet 2 knitters that I've talked to so far. And hopefully I will get to visit a yarn shop that I've never been to as well while I'm gone, but we'll see. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. Keep on with your crafting, and I'll see you next time. Bye.